Hey, as you can see, Slim is back in the building, and he iced up, you know what I'm saying? Now Slim, he got the S on his neck. Shout out to 2-5. Shady had him icy. Shady had him icy. Bring us on camera, please, because you can understand why Eagles are happy right now. Eagles got another dub. Jalen Hurts, 14-1 in his last 15 games. We are in third in long, family, and we got to talk about it. It was the biggest game of the season. It was a Super Bowl rematch. Eagles down by 10 at the half. The biggest pass of the game, Jalen Hurts found Smitty down at the 1-yard line. Eagles push. They get it in. Eagles win. Eagles win. Eagles got a win. Slim is in the building. But Shady, Jalen Hurts, he made enough plays to win. But statistically, wasn't all that great. 14, I think, of 22. No touchdown passes, 1 pick. But how impressive was he to? Oh, see, he nice.
Yeah,
he nice.
I mean, you start talking that bull about my boys. You know what I mean? Changing things, all diamonds, VVS's. I see you.
How impressive was Jalen Hurts to you?
He's very impressive. I mean, one thing about Jalen Hurts, he wins games. And we can always just argue about stats, touchdowns, yards, first down. We can do all that. But the main stat is winning. We went to Arrowhead. It's been a lot of money that changed. A lot of diamonds over there. Anyway, we playing at Arrowhead is hard to win at, right? And it's the Chiefs. Ain't no regular team, it's the Chiefs. And we beat them. When Jalen Hurts had to be special and impressive, he was. Right? And you know how you start that game. I don't care how you start that game. There's some dudes that start. I'll give you an example. Justin Herbert. He always balls out stats-wise, right? Stats this, stats that, touchdowns. Do whatever you want, yards. But they don't win the game. When the ball's in his hands at the end of the game, he loses. And my guy, with all that money he got, I'm going to deliver. I'm going to give you results. And when we needed him, you don't like the ice? Ice is what make you alive. Yeah,
I don't think he's feeling it.
Yeah, we gotta get him some. I'm getting my son. I get him a chain.
You should get him like maybe
fake.
Like here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him a fake.
Better with like a bracelet.
I need that one back though. I call me some bread. I need that one back. I forget what I was talking about.
I need a refund.
Your guy, ball in the hands, he delivers. That's what you were saying.
At the end, that's what it is.
Yeah. Where you at on it, James? Jalen Hurts, was he impressive? Because if we're being honest, compared to the Super Bowl statistically, this game did not do what that game did, but the Eagles still got the W. But many could say Eagles got the W because of their defense. You could also say Eagles got the W because of an MVS drop. Yeah. So it's not necessarily fair to say that the Eagles won because of Hurts. Yeah. Were you impressed?
Well, I was, because the only thing that matters was the last drive. That's the only thing that matters in that game. The last time Jalen Hurts had the ball in his hands, he went down and he scored a touchdown. I don't know if they know, but when he got that ball with 5 minutes left in the game, they were losing, right? It was 17 to 14. They were losing that football game. So
if you hear me,
the ball is in his hands, and he goes down there, and 3rd and 5, He rolls right a little bit, and he finds Devontae Smith over the middle, right? Then it's go ball to Devontae Smith, Shady's X factor, down to the 1-yard line, tush push. I don't care how the game looked the first 3 quarters. When the game was on the line and the ball was in his hands, which we said it would, come down to a 1-possession game, whichever quarterback gonna make those plays, right? And Jalen Hurts made those plays. So I don't care if he threw for 99 yards. They was on that last drive, and he got his team the W. Very impressive.
Yeah, he's very impressive. People need to divorce the idea that Jalen Hurts needs to look a certain type of way to get these wins. He's had high statistical games. He's had games like this. It doesn't matter. The Philadelphia Eagles for the past 2 years have had the same style of play. Just win the game. Figure it out. It doesn't have to be Jalen Hurts' biggest day. It doesn't have to be A.J. Brown's biggest day. Sometimes you win by the defense. Sometimes you win by special teams. That's how they're designed. And Jalen Hurts has to make the play when they ask him to. It's very rare that we say Jalen Hurts cost them a game, correct?
Yeah.
But we say all the time Jalen Hurts made the one play that will win them the game. So we need to just rewire how we look at Jalen Hurts. He is good enough to win games. He can play at a super high level. He can play just okay, and they still find ways to win because they are overall a great team. They have great pieces. Devontae Smith had to make that catch. He had to get it there for him. They're a great team, and Jalen Hurts is the leader of that great team. And the measure of a great team is when you keep trying, you keep playing at a high level. You don't get discouraged because you're down at the half. You don't start pushing. You make great plays. You do what you do, which is exactly what the Eagles did, and you win the game against a great opponent, against the best team in the AFC going into this weekend, against a team that beat you in the Super Bowl. I think it's very impressive. We love drama, okay? We love 4 touchdown games. We love no interceptions. We love a long run. We love all those exciting things. But do you love that or do you love winning? Because I understand for some quarterbacks we have a different standard. Like, we want to see you have a big performance. Yeah. But that's because we haven't seen them have the big performances. Right. We have seen this with Jalen Hurts. So, yes, it is impressive.
Is Jalen Hurts elite, and does it matter whether he is or not? Because as y'all were sitting here and talking, I was asking myself, I'm like, is Hurts elite, right? When I think about the games that Jalen Hurts has played this year, nothing wows me. Mm-hmm. The record, wow. 14-1 last 15 games. 18-20 last 20 games. 18-2 last 20 games. 27-3 last 30 games. The record is astonishing. But then when you look at the game, nothing really takes your breath away. Pass to Smitty, great pass. Pass to Smitty again versus the Dallas Cowboys, great pass. But I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, Jalen Hurts this season, he's not wowing me, but then I'm like, should I even care? Does it even matter? Because at the end of the day, the Eagles have been healthier than not. Yeah. And when the Eagles are healthy and Jalen Hurts is out there, the Eagles win. But then I'm like, but couldn't I say the same thing about Brock Purdy? Then I had to ask myself, is it crazy to think that thought? James Jones talked me through this ideology of, like, the Eagles have been healthy. Yeah. And Jalen Hurts has been balling. Mm-hmm. And when the Eagles are healthy, Jalen Hurts balls and the Eagles win like nobody else. Does it matter whether or not he is elite?
He's an elite quarterback. And yes, it matters that he's elite, but when you're an elite quarterback, you go on drives like you just did in the fourth quarter. When you're an elite quarterback, you go on drives like you did to win the Washington Commanders game. When you're an elite quarterback, the teams that they say the best teams in the National Football League, you say, come on, and you beat those teams. The Miami Dolphins, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Dallas Cowboys, whoever it may be. You know, that is an elite quarterback. If we were sitting here saying, okay, every time I talk, he turn up. But
it's true.
Every time I talk, he do turn up.
It is true.
So when you talk about elite quarterbacks, if we said we're going to take off 20 of Justin Herbert's touchdowns and 5,000 of his yards and we're going to replace that with 15, 20 wins, he will be in the elite quarterback conversation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We call Joe Burrow elite. We see Joe Burrow make plays, but a lot of these plays ain't crazy, but Joe Burrow wins. And he showed you since he's got to Cincinnati, if he's on the football field, we are going to win. That is elite.
Let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this. The reason I usher Joe Burrow into the conversation is not just because he wins, but we know that Joe Burrow has won when it was bad.
Yep.
I got sacked 70 times. The offensive line, bottom 3 in the league.
Sound like last night with Hurts?
Sure. but over the course of Hurts' winning, offense been healthy. Dallas Goedert got banged up this year. Dallas Goedert got banged up last year. Over the course of Hurts' winning, defense been healthy and defense has been good. Players out there, players, first round picks, all pros. I'm just wondering, like, does this ever come to an end?
Does what ever come to an end?
The Eagle, like Jalen Hurts is 27-3.
Jalen Hurts was an all-pro last year. Was he not?
I thought it was.
Is that hard to do? I thought it was hard to do.
When you say come to an end, though, you mean like him winning football games?
Yeah, like if it's Hurts. Yeah. If it is Hurts.
But it is Hurts, because we got the gift last year of seeing them without Hurts.
So that's my thought process. Like, is Hurts just going to keep on, or is it Smitty's going to have to get paid and eventually he's going to be out of there, and then what? Kind of like we're saying about Burrow. What happens when T. Higgins is gone? Yeah. We're like, eventually this next year the Eagles are going to have to make those decisions. Remember, Bradbury came back for the cheat. He could have left.
Yeah.
Is Hurts just going to? Is he carrying the team? I guess I'm kind of talking through that in real time.
I don't think anyone's carrying this team. I think everyone's playing their role at the highest level, and it's all contributing to winning. Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. We know that because last year he was the second best quarterback in the league. He was runner-up for MVP, and he was an all-pro, and he played in the Super Bowl against the team that they played last night, who has the best quarterback in the league. So everyone's contributing. A.J. Brown is contributing to the wins this year, we would say, because he's in the MVP conversation. He's not going to win it, but he's in the MVP conversation. The defense is a crucial part of what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I would say their offensive line is a crucial part of what they're doing. Their running game, Jalen Hurts' leadership, the coaching. Like, I don't look at this Eagles team and say this is the one player that's making sure they win games. But if you have to, you would have to go with the quarterback who touches the ball the most, who is the leader, who makes the plays in the biggest moments. Two of the three biggest plays yesterday were because of Jalen Hurts.
And to be honest with you, though, he is the reason. Because last year, this defense was balling. Way better than they balling this year, and they were winning. And everybody's saying, well, Jalen Hurts has all this around him. He has this. All that's true, right? This year, the defense ain't playing well. Right?